Hello, welcome back. This is Michael with Mobile Elite Auto, and you are on with the show In Between Two Lips. And we have Castro with us, as you seen on the first episode that we shot with him. And this episode, we'll be talking about DIY, the good, the bad, the ugly. As far as, friends, family, or whatever, do you have any instances to where you had somebody that tried to do it themselves, save money, and it ended up costing, if you went over there to finish the job or fix the job, just it costing you more time than what it would have been if they would have just paid somebody to do it or had you do it in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, I did have actually pretty recently an instance like that. I had a timing job and he did everything correct except miss one part.
Right.
It was just like the Mazdas. And if he would have just maybe even read a little bit more about it, but yeah, seasoned techs, they should know about that. Like as soon as I got there, I was like, okay, I think I know what he did. And I had to do the whole job again, but
and on those, they're so temperamental. Like it can be just a little off and it's game over.
Yeah. I mean, a timing job's a big job. That's
right.
Not something that someone should just try starting out.
Right.
But if you think you have the knowledge and you can do it, I mean, try it. I like telling people to try it, but I mean, also at the same time, I like helping people.
Right. And speaking on timing, I don't like doing timing jobs. I do them, but you do the timing, and it's like even in a shop environment, or like even if you do an engine, and it's time for everybody to go home, and they know you're almost done with that engine, so they're gonna stick around to see what it sounds like starting up. So even technicians, it's doing a big job, a timing job, or everything. The dreadful, let me push this button, let me turn this key, and I hope I'm hearing the noise I'm supposed to hear. Maybe a little right at the beginning, but just smooth out. And it's every time I do a timing job, it's like that.
That even little rattle in the beginning.
Right. Even if I've done it 1,000 times, it's come on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. I don't really like doing timing jobs.
Right.
I'd rather do, breaks, gravy work.
Right. And then a lot of things on Google, they get edited out. So you might find the video. It's hard to find a video that's from beginning to end, showing the struggles, showing everything. But the attention span people have is not there. So they want the quick answer. So they will find the video that, oh man, they had, we'll get customers called and we seen it on YouTube, and it should take about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But they've cut out the struggle in that 30 minutes. So you're getting the beginning, and then it flashes, to another section of it, and it was like, wait a minute, how did you take that off? You know, it's the cussing, the swearing, and throwing tools that they cut out, and everything's honky dory, and it went smooth. And when you're calling to get a quote on it, they're thinking they shouldn't charge me more than an hour because on the YouTube video, it only took that guy 30 minutes. So we don't quote jobs based off YouTube and Google and what's been cut out or put in. There's a standard labor rate, and like Castro mentioned on another episode, you have your all data, you have your Identifix, your pro demand, and there's a set amount of hours each job is supposed to take. So regardless of how less time it takes, or how, if it takes more time than what they're charging you, that's the amount of time it's going to be booked out. So let's say a brake job, let's say if it costs for 2 hours, then that's what they're going to quote you. Yeah, unless it comes in and is rusty, then we're going to have a conversation.
That was actually what I was actually thinking about right now. Was I mean, those videos, they show that, the 30 minutes that you're talking about. But then you have those rusty bolts.
Right.
And those don't take but 30 minutes to take out.
Right. And then, it's just a calculator, well, that bolt was stripped, or that bolt was rusty, or you quoted the job and they said it had no rust on it. You get on there and it's just full of rust. Breaking a bolt off in something, you can't equate. So your time gets eaten up quick. And back to when I said in a previous episode about flag time, it can eat your lunch if you're dealing with a strip bolt, a broken bolt, trying to extract it. it can eat your lunch, let alone cost you money if you're trying to extract that, and then now you've messed the block up. So it, so I'm hearing myself talking. Is being a technician stressful? Would you say it's stressful?
Oh yeah. You can have those stressful days, yeah, and then you just go home and play with all your animals that you have because I got a munch.
What they say, must be nice.
Yeah.
And it's you come home and wife, how was your day? Oh, everything's fine.
Yeah, exactly. That's always the answer.
Everything
It's
was
fine.
not fine. Why do you have super glue on your arm? Because I cut myself. Another thing is, a lot of people don't know certain part stores, if a legitimate shop installed that part, they have a parts and labor warranty on those. So let's say we got a part from AutoZone, we put it on, it fell within a year. Technically, they're supposed to, that shop can submit a labor claim, and let's say whoever it is, AutoZone, O'Reilly's, or whoever it is, will pay you a certain amount of labor, and of course the part will be warranty, but they'll pay you a certain amount. I haven't done it yet, but they say it works. So I know on a lot of used cars, they're not, unless they have to source in the factory part, they're going to use, one of their distributors, be it, WorldPac, XL, or O'Reilly's, Napa, or whoever they use.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do. But there's supposed to be a labor claim. But if you do it yourself, don't quote me on this, but I don't think you can do a labor claim on it if you didn't professionally have it installed.
Yeah, so. I really don't know about that either. I know we've at the shop we've had them paid for,
right?
But it's a lot of work to get it paid for from them. So it's hard.
Well, our rep makes it seem like, just send me an email and it's just smooth.
I mean, it might be.
Take care of it.
It might be that quick, but
I haven't. I'm fortunate because I'm picky on which parts I do pick, so I kind of know which parts to stay away from.
Yeah.
So we really don't. A lot of time we don't have that problem because in speaking to that, a customer might say, "Well, I found this part for $50, and you're trying to charge $300," because it's certain parts that we use that we know we're not going to have comebacks on. So, ma'am, we'll put that cheaper part on, but guarantee you're going to see me within a year.
Yeah.
And we give them an option. If you put the part on we recommend, or if you want to put that part on in the cheaper part, we're not going to warranty that part because we're directing you that we use this part because we know you're not going to have a problem out of it versus that $50 part that you might have found on Amazon or somewhere.
Yeah.
We know, not all the time, but we know most of the time it's probably going to come back and you're probably going to be replacing it again.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I don't like doing jobs over again.
Right.
I don't like doing them, but I don't like doing them a second time.
Right. We want to get them in, fix the car, and I don't want to see your car unless something else is wrong with it.
Something completely different.
Right. And then you have to assess with each job, because sometimes I come behind customers that, did do a DIY, but now they're calling me out for something else. And he was like, I should have just had you guys come, because most of the times it's one mobile tech, because we do mobile and in-shop repairs. Most of the time it is one technician coming, but sometimes we go and we'll take two technicians and we'll double team it. And it's like something that would have took that customer probably all day, we probably did within an hour or so. So it's, what's more valuable, your time or your money? We're not getting more time. It seems like time is going by quick. So at times, I value more time with my family or doing something I love, fishing or something like that, versus spending all day on a project to save $200.
Yeah.
So is your time worth more than your money in a sense?
Yeah. And I mean, it goes back to what we were saying earlier is, if you have the knowledge to do it, it probably would be, but
right.
I mean, there's those canned communication or timing jobs. I mean, instead hire someone to do it and have it done right, because it will take you longer.
Right. It is. It's gonna. And one thing about DIY, and I don't know if O'Reilly's puts it on their paper, but AutoZone does. A lot of people think that an AutoZone scan is a diagnosis, and I don't know if AutoZone had some lawsuits or something or whatever, but on their paper, they'll put big across it, this is not a diagnosis. And a lot of people still think it is. A code scan is not a diagnosis. And a lot of shops will, we'll scan the code for free, but if you want it diagnosed, you're going to have to pay a fee.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, those diagnostic scans, they'll give you a direction to go to.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. It's not a diagnostic scan. It's not going to tell you what's wrong with your vehicle.
Right.
Even though it says O2 sensor on there, it could be a fuel trim problem.
Right.
And you're going to be replacing a bunch of O2 sensors until you figure that out. I mean,
and I've seen other shops that if it hadn't been diagnosed or at least a second look by them, they won't just throw the part on.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and we're kind of picky on which ones we do, the customer already had it looked at, already know what it is. It's this. And you can over-explain, we're going to just throw this part on. We're not checking anything. You just want us to pay us to put this part on. We'll put the part in and then go. Well, you're going to check to make sure that's what's wrong with it before you put it on, right? No, that's where the diagnosis comes in. If you're not 100% confident or even 90% confident that, yes, this part is going to fix my car, sell the money out for the diagnosing, because it could be something, like you said, totally different. You're throwing these, $200 oxygen sensors on with, it could have been a simple, air leak or something else, or a cat problem. It is reading like that because your catalytic converter is bad. So a lot of people like to roll the dice, but I'm past that. I want to know. I push more towards dealership parts just for the quality. Not saying they don't go bad, but I want to know what it is before I go buy this part from the dealer, because once you install it, you're not bringing that part back. So jargon. I want to talk about jargon when people do call in, and they did attempt to do it, and they just want you to come out and, I pretty much got it done, but I just can't get this bolt out. A lot of times when, I just can't get this bolt out, we go out and because they stripped it, but they don't tell you that. No, I just couldn't get it out. And we go and every bolt is stripped out. So just learning that jargon, that when people call in, I can't get it off, or, it's just too tight. It's no, you stripped the bolt out. Do you have any instances where you go behind somebody and they made it worse than what it was from the beginning? I think I had one where a guy did his own brakes and calipers, and he put the calipers on the wrong side, and it was up, the bleeder was at the bottom. And he was like, I don't know what's going on. And we went over and looked at it, and it took us, once we got the wheels off and we're looking at it, and we let him know what was going on with it. He was like, okay, yeah, just fix it. And then his wife comes out, hey, what was wrong with it? And we're looking like, and she was like, what was wrong with it? And he's like, they're not going to tell you. But he went ahead and told his wife what he did wrong. And she was like, okay. It's one of those, they say there's a bro code. She's coming out and asking us, and we're both looking like he's going to be in trouble. And then we had another instance to where I think the guy had a Suburban, the one that's back kind of by the pillar. And he put a battery in it. And after that, the car wouldn't start. So his wife told him to call somebody. So we came out, and I'm looking. I'm like, a wire's missing off the, because like on the GMs, there's several wires that go to that big conglomeration or whatever it is. And I was like, the nut was there, but there was no wire there. So we go digging around, and while he did the battery, he tucked the wire back somewhere to get it out of the way to get the battery in. So he was like, what was it? And I was like, you just forgot to put one wire on. And then I said, are you going to tell your wife what it was? He was like, there's not a chance. I'm telling her what it was. I'm going to make up something else. Because, that service, it cost him that service fee, in a sense, it would have saved the money, him putting it in. But you ended up paying that amount of money anyways for somebody to come behind you and see, what was wrong. So we get a lot of those. I tried it on my own, and we come back and we're in and out in 5 minutes. And, you kind of feel bad, but you don't, because
they're paying you for knowledge too.
And, and the trip fee to come out and everything. Yeah. But most people are thankful, but some people are like, dang, did I just pay whatever that, for 5 minutes? It's like, but, I compare it to a doctor. They come in, have you cough, whatever, check your breathing, they're like in and out so quick, but that bill is not small at all.
No, it's not.
It's like I talked to the doctor for 2-3 minutes, and I got a $500 bill. So, not saying we're like well, in a sense, like doctors, but
Car doctor.
you have to pay. You have to pay for people's knowledge. So a lot we get, especially with these newer cars, as far as AC, there's a new refrigerant called 1234YF. In our machine, before it lets you do anything, it takes a sample of the whatever's in there. And it can tell if it's contaminated. And we bring in a lot of systems that come in, and they've tried to service that system with the cheaper stuff, and it contaminates the whole batch. And basically you lost all that refrigerant. And that refrigerant is so expensive. If you got, $300 just to throw away because you're trying to do it on your own, and you end up messing it up, sometimes it's just better just to pay that fee. Because this new machine, it's a pain. I'm starting to get to, I don't want to say like it, but know how to use it. But it's a protection to protect the machine, because those machines they're not cheap. So
no, they're not.
It'll take a sample of it, and if you've contaminated it with the wrong refrigerant, then they have to evacuate everything in there and refill it. And that refrigerant is about $300 to fill your system back up. So and in the aspect, I've seen a lot of them. They have in the service cans, they have stop leak in them, which is not good. And I get a lot of older people because, back in the day, they sold a lot of stop leak, power steering stop leak or coolant stop leak, and people really believed in them. But if it's stopping that leak, what else is it gumming up? So it's, if you've told me you've serviced your own thing, you send me a picture of what you use and it had stop leak in it, thank you for telling me, because now, we need to probably replace some things, because if I suck it out, it's probably going to contaminate my machine. So
exactly.
Thinking about that also, it's, especially a dealership, if they find stop leak in it, you're going to need a flush. You're going to need this replaced, that replaced. Have you ever had something come in that was, a fluid or a liquid or anything that was just gunked up? It looked like they just been putting whatever in there.
Oh yeah. I mean, we do get those customers that they'll put that stop leak in it, and it does not help.
Right.
It never helps. I mean, to my experience, it hasn't helped yet.
Right.
It just makes everything harder, because I mean, the main one that we've seen is coolant. A coolant stop leak, and that stop leak, it hardens up so much that even taking off hoses or just connections, they just harden up so much that sometimes it even rips the hoses.
Right.
And then it'll gunk up your radiator or heater core, and that heater core is not an easy job either.
It's doing what it's designed to do, but in essence, it's affecting other things. Affect your heat, like you said, the heater core. We had one guy. I couldn't prove that he put stop leak in there, but all of a sudden his heater wasn't getting as hot, and so he would get hot air when he revved it up and was driving, but when he stopped, he wouldn't. It was a Mazda 3, and we bypassed the heater core because the engine was running hotter because it wasn't getting that heat transfer by the heater core.
Yeah.
So we bypassed the heater core. Engine's fine, not overheating, staying within the temperatures. But it can be, using different coolants. I've seen like in older trucks or whatever, they're just putting whatever in it and it starts to gum up. And, a tech line or something might tell you need to replace everything in the system, flush the engine, just to eliminate that there's any gunk, because the passages in the radiator and the heater core sometimes are real small, so you can never get that gunk out of it. So you kind of, yes, you stopped the leak, but you also contaminated your system, and it could be clogging up other things. Do y'all do tire repairs?
We do.
What do you think about stop leaking tires?
The stop leaking tires is it's my least favorite, because it's so hard to clean all that out.
Right.
When we have to do this tire repair, it's just too hard to clean all that stuff out, and I don't like leaving it in there. I wouldn't, none of my guys would leave it in there either. So we have to clean it all out before we can actually do the repair, the tire repair. Yeah, it's not my favorite.
And I had one. I don't know how many cans of that stuff he put in there, but I'm popping the tire off and it just splatters all on me. And I'm like, so it's, if somebody tells me, hey, yeah, my tire, did you put stop leak in it? You're gonna get charged more money because now we gotta clean the wheel, and if we are trying to do a patch, it's not gonna stick well. So you got to clean it, get it dry, and then attempt the patch plug or whatever you're gonna do to it. So it's things that if you're in a clutch, and I understand if you're out stranded and you just had to do it, and that's the only thing you had, but if you have other options, that stop leak is not it. So I don't know if other models did it, but we had, I think it was an RX-8. They came with an air pump and some kind of gunk that would fill the tire up. And instead of putting a spare in there, that's what they decided to go with. And
they're still coming out with those.
Gotcha. And I guess don't use that unless, I guess, like you're stranded and you have to, because your technician is not gonna like it. No. So tell me a little bit about your shop and where you are, and as far as what services y'all provide, where you are now.
Yeah, we're actually in Decatur, Texas. It's called Jameswood Hyundai that I work at. We do pretty much everything. I mean, we do work on mainly Hyundai vehicles. Right. We don't have a Genesis store there, but we work on pretty much any car, but we try to focus on Hyundais.
Right.
That's what we're there for.
So y'all don't, like, if a Genesis comes in, y'all don't service them, or
we can't do any warranty work on them. We could still, I mean, we can do customer pay, but we can't do any warranty work on it. We can't do any programming to it. And it's hard to communicate with these vehicles nowadays too. Right. So kind of like a generic, mainly Hyundai.
Right.
If we can get Hyundais in, we'll work on those.
Gotcha. And I like Genesis. I have a customer that has one, and she's had that thing for years. She probably has pushing 200,000 miles. I've never been a Hyundai person, but the Genesis, I like that thing. And it's pretty, because that's their luxury line, right? It's pretty top of the line. It's not saying nothing against the Sonatas or anything like that, but though they're in their own lane in a sense. So
I think there's three classes really. There's the Kia, which is it's a little bit cheaper than the Hyundais. Then you have your Hyundai, and then your top class is Genesis.
Right.
Now, I don't really know about Genesis, but I know Kia and Hyundai both have powertrain for 100,000 miles for 10 years.
Gotcha.
For original owners. So that is, I think.
Oh, it's not transferable.
It's not. No, it's only for original owners. Yes.
Gotcha.
They have powertrain for 100,000 miles.
If you're in Decatur, give them a shout out. Castro is the shop foreman there, so he tries to keep his guys in line, and they'll be looking for that cookout that you said you did at the other dealers. So
I still do it there too.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. So just keep that camaraderie within your shop, and I believe you're doing great things out there, and just cultivating that atmosphere. And we just want to thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And then again, if y'all have any questions about anything we shared, or if you have occurrences where you did a job that didn't go right, and you had to have somebody else come and play cleanup, just comment below, and we'll try to give you any answers that you're looking for on that. Okay, thanks for joining.